Today I'm going to be breaking down the two things that have enabled my success, right? And when I say enabled, I don't mean it's going to work for you. I don't mean, oh, go do this. I mean, it's worked for me. If you want to try it, great. If you don't, I personally don't really care, right? And when I say success, I want to clarify a little bit on that. I'm not some super genius or anything, but when I say success, I mean to have made enough money to drop out of high school very comfortably next year. And also I've saved up enough so that when I'm 18, I'm moving straight to Bali, right? Which is my first time announcing that publicly actually. So now you guys know, right? And if you don't know who I am, my name's Andres. 5 months ago, I was typical high school kid, going to parties, drinking, doing drugs, all that kind of stuff. And in these last 5 months in starting business, I've scaled an agency to 36K a month. I started a software company, leadzinger.com. And right now I'm scaling a growth partner agency with my partner, Stefan Van de Vlasiker, to 7 figures and documenting as much of the journey as I can, right? And so I don't think I have some crazy authority to speak on the subject, but if you're in a similar position to where I was at before, where you think you're just like a normal person, you're trying to get into space, you're trying to make money, as a 16-year-old who's been able to do it, I think this might give you a lot of insight and be able to help you out. Now, boys, I don't have anything prepared for this. I just want this to be straight off my mind and just speak my truth, right? And so number one, what I will say is avoiding alcohol and drugs, right? And so if you're in the position I was before I got into the whole business space and everything, the way I used to think was, oh, well, I'm just going to go have some fun. I'm just going to go out with my friends, whatever, right? I didn't think it was a big deal. But you have to realize the point of alcohol and drugs is to numb your current situation, right? It's to make you feel good and forget everything else. But here's the problem. If you already feel good and you already feel you're doing great, you already feel you're accomplishing things and you're pushing your goals, why would you ever want to let something get in the way of that? Why would you ever want something to make you forget that, right? Alcohol and drugs is a way to forget your current situation, to feel happy for a moment, even when you're not really happy with your situation, right? And so why don't just work so that you can permanently be happy with your situation rather than need these temporary fixes that in the long run really don't do anything, right? And as soon as I realized that, I quit that day, that night. And it was actually this night I was at a party, and that night I actually tattooed myself in the leg with a needle and pen ink just because I was so out of my mind, right? And so I still have that. That's going to be there for the rest of my life. And that's a reminder of what I used to be like and what I used to do. And as soon as I stopped doing that, I started getting the clarity to be able to work forward and started feeling the pain of not being where I wanted to be. And me feeling that pain is my driving factor. That's what every single day I wake up. I'll wake up at 4:45 a.m. just like I woke up this morning, and I'll be like, I need to do something about this. I'm not willing to let this continue getting in my way. I'm not willing to let anything get in the way of my goals, right? So that's number one. You have to quit all these external ways of forgetting your pain or feeling happy, whatever. You could even include masturbation in this, right? It's the same thing. It's trying to feel happy temporarily as a temporary fix, right? And number two, it's really time management, right? And when I say time management, especially now even, I struggle in the business sometimes. And the reason why is because I have so many people on my team, so many great team members that I feel are the best in the world. And so they can handle all the tasks themselves. They can know what they're doing. They can make stuff on their own and everything, right? And so for me, it's like, okay, I'm a founder and I'm looking at stuff from the bigger picture, right? I don't have to worry about the day-to-day anymore. And so sometimes it's hard to figure out what to do, right? And even when you're starting, this is a big thing. Like, okay, maybe you send DMs. You sent your 200 DMs or whatever for the day. And now you're like, okay, what do? I can't send more. I'm going to get banned, right? Or maybe you did 200 cold calls, whatever. And you're like, okay, well, I mean, I'm too tired. Like I have cotton mouth. I can't talk anymore, right? And so it's knowing what to do out of that time, right? And the biggest thing for me was intention, right? If I added intention behind my time consistently, I was so much more productive, right? And but what I mean by intention is the night before every day, I'll write stuff out. I'll write out, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. And by the end of that day, it has to be done, no matter what, right? And not just writing down what you do, but also blocking time out of your schedule to do it, right? So that's a huge thing. And another thing is when you don't have anything to do in those time slots, because as I said, now I'm a founder, I look stuff from the bigger picture. I don't always have day-to-day stuff to do. And even when you're starting out, that may still be a problem. And so from there, it's thinking, okay, what skills do I need to learn to become a businessman worth the success I want to have, right? Because a business is only as good as its leader. right? And so how can I acquire the skills I need to have to achieve the success I want to have, right? And for me, I looked at it from the bigger picture and I was like, okay, what do most billionaires, I would say, what do they start off doing, right? And there's a pattern, there's a trend, and it's sales, right? The majority, they start in sales, right? And so I was like, okay, if the majority start in sales, that's not random, that's not BS, right? And so I would spend 8 hours every single day doing sales training, role playing with people, like watching videos, but the right kind of content, right? And learning, acquiring those skills to where now my sales skills are good enough to not only can I sell a prospect on a call, I can sell people an idea, right? I can get the best people in the game on my team because I can sell them an idea. Right? And because I'm also good at sales, I can understand people. I can see what they're thinking. If my team members are going through some rough stuff, I can kind of pick up on it. I can kind of see it and I can help them out, right? Such an important skill you need to have, and it's super foundational, right? And let's say you're not just in general business, right? Let's say you're a copywriter or whatever. I don't know. You might have a different job still in kind of the relative business space, right? And so then you just need to find the many skills within that are helpful. Right? As a copywriter, how to persuade people, how do people think, ways to influence people, right? That's super important. And those are like subsections, like sub skills of that, right? That you need to learn. You need to spend time learning, and you need to block out time and make sure you're dedicating stuff towards learning that, because it's such a fundamental skill, right? So this was just me talking off the top of my head, right? Every once in a while, I'll try to get on here, and if something pops in my mind, I'll try to share it with you guys and share what's allowed me to have what I have, right? And I mean, I'm super blessed to have the people around me I do, and I'm super blessed to have achieved what I've achieved at such a young age. And I truly believe a huge part of that is because of these two things that's allowed me to not only have more clarity, but get ahead of other people, right? No matter the age, right? And so I hope this helps you guys, but either way, have a blessed day. If you have any questions, of course, you can leave it in the comments section. You can message me on Instagram. I deleted Instagram, so I don't know how I'd reply, but it'd still be pretty cool. But yeah, besides that, have a great night. Have a great day.